This conference is all about celebrating and challenging the creativity, the ingenuity that you all bring to build new and great things on top of platform innovations that we make available to you. What you will hear us talk about in this conference and even in this morning's keynote is perhaps the broadest lens through which we've viewed developers, development, and platforms.
Up until now, there's been two main ways that you can really write music. Traditionally, using pen and paper, which is very creative, maybe not that convenient sometimes. Or the digital way, which is very laborious to input, but very convenient once it's in that form. So StaffPad is handwriting recognition for music notation. Let's just take the pen, and I'm going to start writing in the bar. It's very natural. As I move into the next bar, the music notation is recognized and turned into typeset notation. Right, thank you.
So how about we get started by talking about how we're moving from us to office with partners.
Let's talk about making a presentation. And when I'm doing this, I of course want a constant source of high quality professional photographs that I can integrate into my slide deck. PicHitMe is a relatively new company that is building just such a service and has provided an add-in here that lets me search through the photos in those service and paste them directly within PowerPoint. So here's an add-in that Uber has built that I can set an Uber ride reminder to show up ahead of time and make sure that I get to where I need to go. As we switch over here to the iPhone, and it sets my pickup location, the cool thing is that it got my destination because that lived in Outlook. So Outlook knew where I needed to be, and now Uber knows where I need to go. And it helps me search and discover the content that my colleagues are using.
There's something funny going on?
I'll keep going.
Okay, keep going. I know you all waited very patiently to hear about Windows. And it's now time to talk about Windows.
Our goal is that within 2 to 3 years of Windows 10's release, there will be 1 billion devices running Windows 10. You see the USA Today's live tile from their new Universal Windows application. The application uses our standard platform controls, so it resizes and reflows as the application is resized on the desktop. And here it is running on the Xbox, filtered down to just video. So with investment in this one universal Windows application, they now have phones, tablets, PCs, interactive television, all covered with one code base and one app.
My name is Agnieszka Gerling. I'm one of the project leaders working on the technology that will enable you to build great Windows apps by reusing a lot of the code you have written for Android. Here, I have an Android device. And on it, I am running the Choice Hotels app. But I'm going to switch to Windows Phone. I am also running the Choice Hotels app. This app is reusing the code you just saw running on the other device. You can see that the Windows graphics and touch just work. And in tomorrow's keynote, we will show you how you can light up your app's experience with native Windows features such as live tiles and with Microsoft services.
So today we're announcing that you will be able to compile the same Objective-C code that's being used in iOS applications within Visual Studio on Windows. Great syntax highlighting support that you'd expect from Visual Studio, including highlighting all of the weirdness of Objective-C. And now we can debug it and execute this tablet app on Windows.
I want to show you some of the work we've been doing to continue to tweak the design and improve the visuals and the interaction. We've got the most used apps here. We're putting File Explorer, Settings, Power All apps at the bottom. We're bringing jump lists back in, so you can see here's File Explorer with jump lists, and this will work for other apps as well. Thank you. Project Spartan, Project Spartan. You know, I have to admit, our PR team has been giving me and us a hard time because they say it's not a great idea to keep saying Project Spartan when that's not really the name of the web. Would you like to hear the name of the new web browser in Windows 10? Okay, let's run the video. Microsoft Edge is the browser built for Windows 10.
Now, I get the pleasure to show you how to do incredible things with Windows on no screens at all. Windows Holographic embraces this notion of experiencing life in 3 dimensions by mixing digital content right into your world. Now, before we start, let me explain the setup a little bit. Darren is wearing a HoloLens, and he sees this globe we showed you in January right in his world. Now, we also have this custom camera rig over here so that you can see the holograms up on these screens as if the camera is wearing a HoloLens. Now, when we introduced Windows Holographic, the globe was just a slide. Today, Darren is experiencing it as a universal Windows app. And guess what? It's running on Windows 10. Welcome to Windows Holographic.
These are simply universal Windows apps that we've placed as holograms. I'm going to pull up my holographic start menu. And I'm going to open up Skype. I'm going to pin them to this wall right here. That way, every time I walk into this room, I'll see their smiling faces and be inspired to reach out to them. Yeah, so all I need to say is follow me. Now, wherever I go in my house, my entertainment tags along. I simply place it, and I can scale it as big as I want.
Now, Mark is part of a team from Case Western and the Cleveland Clinic. We invited them to use Windows Holographic to advance medical education beyond what is possible with today's state-of-the-art.
Using holograms, we can easily separate and focus in on individual systems. For example, we can focus in on the femur, and students can immediately see some of the types of fractures they may one day encounter in the clinic.
Let's learn a little bit more about this amazing, magical device that is Microsoft HoloLens.
We envisioned an all-in-one device that is untethered, with built-in batteries, hands-free, and floating audio.
You have to come up with a holographic processing unit because you're constantly producing data every single millisecond.
The enclosure wraps around the user's head to provide great weight distribution.
We have so many sensors on this product. To read all those in real time and to do that in a very power-efficient way requires the power of what they developed with the new version of Windows.
Please help me welcome on stage my very good friend, Miko.
B15, wake up. Say hello to the real B15. B15 control panel. This spatial UI system is a universal Windows app. See you later, Alex.
Later, guys.
At the core of our company is empowerment, empowering us all. Thank you and have a great rest of Build. Thank you very, very much.